Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's Fallout 76 video, I'm going to be showing you guys 10 easy power armor locations that you can get really towards the start of the game. Now, at the end of this video, we're going to be talking about some specifics with power armor and how it's actually different in 76 versus other Fallout titles, but let's talk about the locations first. So our first location today is incredibly easy. It's actually located at the Morgantown Train Yard, which is just to the east of Vault 76, where everyone starts the game. Now, what you're going to look for is a set of trains that are actually going into the actual train yard itself. Now, there's this one train that has USA written on the outside. That is where you will potentially find power armor on the inside. Now, for all of our locations today, because Fallout 76 is a multiplayer game, there's a good chance that when you get there, the power armor might be missing. Now, a lot of the locations we'll be looking at today, power armor will be found at power armor stations, which indicates that it likely spawns there. If it hasn't spawned there for you, simply switch to another server and there's a good chance it might be there. So that is our first location today. It's found inside of the actual train yard itself. Now, for me, it was a T45 set. It was not a full set. It was the torso, left leg, and left arm. I've noticed that each time I found power armor, it contains a fusion core and 3 pieces. So you're going to have to find multiple sets to get a full set. But every time you see one, I would definitely recommend taking the fusion core. Location number 2 is just going to be to the southeast of our first location today. It's sort of just south of 95A, and it's going to be located in this little barn. Now, be careful going inside here because this place is full of traps. But if you go in there, you're going to find another set of power armor. This one, it's actually going to be at the actual power armor station. And again, this one had multiple different pieces of T60 power armor. This one was a torso, a left leg, and a left arm. So a good spot right there to get some T60 power armor if that's what spawns for you. Location number 3 today is going to be at Point Pleasant, which is essentially where the Mothman Museum is. Now, this one does take a little bit of parkouring in order to get up. Essentially, you're going to run into the middle of the city past the Mothman Museum. You're going to look for this blue car and brown car that are right next to each other. You want to jump onto the blue car, which will allow you to jump onto the brown car and then to on top of the building in which we need to get on. Now, from there, you simply want to go up onto the scaffolding, and you're going to have to do sort of a tightrope on these wooden planks on the roof. And if you go to the right-hand side, you'll actually notice that there is a suit of power armor sitting in this sort of lookout spot, which again is pretty cool. Now, I actually found a lot of T60 suits. In fact, if I had probably combined all of the T60 power armor I found, I probably would have had a full set. So this one can be found on the roof. I apologize for it being so dark. I can't really control the time of day when these things, when I actually record this sort of stuff. It's actually a lot easier to find this one during the daytime. Location number 4 today is just southeast of Aaron Holt Homestead, which is a little bit north of Vault 76, another really good location. This is just going to be in a barn outside of the homestead. It's pretty easy to get to. You'll notice that a lot of our locations today are barns or sheds because that's where you'll find most of them. And a lot of them will be at the power armor stations too. So this one was just sitting here, super easy to find. Really didn't have to kill any enemies other than some boat flies. So that right there is location number 4. Location number 5 today is going to be at the WV Lumber Company, which is at the far northwest portion of the map, but it's also really close to our last location, so you might want to go to these back to back. It's pretty simple. You're just going to look for this big open barn that's sort of on the side of the road, and you should be able to come across a suit of power armor. Now, for me, this one took a couple of tries to get to. Again, if it's not there, just server hop to a different lobby and you'll ultimately find one. For me, it was a torso, left leg, and right arm of T51B. And by the way, the condition of all of these pieces is not going to be great. This is something that if you seriously want to ultimately use, you're going to have to repair it, that's for sure. I have not found a pristine piece of power armor at all. at least in my journeys so far. So that's something to keep in mind. Location number 6 today is going to be at a location called the Crosshair, which is going to be to the north of 95 on the map. It's sort of in the mountains, as you guys can see right here. This power armor is unique because it's actually Raider power armor. Now, I believe Raider power armor can be used at a lower level, something we'll talk about at the end. Mine was a torso, left arm, and right arm. Raider power armor always looks like super cool. It always looks to be, sort of thrown together with barbed wire and whatnot. So that is number 6 today. Location number 7 is at Arctos Pharma, and this is the only one I could not get to spawn in, but I promise that this is there. So essentially what you want to look for is this set of garage doors. I don't know if it's a bus station or whatever the case is, but you want to walk inside, go up the stairs, and instead of going through the door, you simply want to walk up the sort of side scaffolding until you find yourself like a hole in the ceiling that you can actually walk up inside. And once you do, you should notice that there's going to be this locked door that you can unlock via a terminal, and behind it is going to be 2 power armor stations. However, I went here about 5 times. Each time I went here, it wasn't there. But this location is really close to Vault 76, so it's one that I wanted to include in this video today. So that right there is another really good power armor location if you can get it lucky enough to spawn, which I was not. Location number 8 today, this is going to be at Lewis & Sons Farming Supplies in the southwest portion of the map, next to one of the Poseidon Power Energy Stations. This one was incredibly easy to get to. It's this barn that has a lot of scorched in it, so that's going to be like the only thing you're really going to have to deal with. And once you've dealt with them, you should have a set of power armor. This was another T60 set as well. So I actually found a lot of T60, which is one of the better power armor suits that you can get in the game. Locations number 9 and 10 I actually found on my live stream the other day. Our first one is at Firebase Major. Now this one is going to have a lot more stronger enemies because it's on the far east side of the map. This one was just sort of sitting out in the open. It was just this suit of power armor. It was T51B, torso, right arm, and a helmet, just sort of waiting for the taking. So that one was pretty cool. And location number 10 today is at Belching Betty. It's going to be inside of this like concrete structure. I don't know what it was. This one was a T45 helmet and a T45 right leg. So something you might have noticed with this is none of them are full sets and none of them have full conditions. That's something that is going to be pretty standard for each set of power armor. Now, let's talk about some things here. So when you discover the power armor, there's a good chance you won't be able to get inside. Well, that's because you have to be a certain level in order to use a lot of the power armor, like armor itself, not just the skeleton. So if you want to actually use the skeleton itself, like the suit, which by the way does offer a lot of benefits. It's going to improve your strength. It's going to improve your radiation resistance. What you'd want to do is actually remove the elements of the suit. You can store them in your stash. You can store them on you. And then you can just simply use the power armor suit itself. Now, what about getting in and out of the power armor suit? How are other people going to react to it? So once you get in a power armor suit for the first time, you actually claim it as yours and no one else on the map can actually use it. That right there is very valuable. So even if you get out of the suit, once you get in it for the first time, no one else can get it. So it means it's going to be yours forever. Another thing that's important to know, if you actually abandon your power armor suit, after a certain amount of time, it's going to be put back into your inventory. And what's great about that is the suit itself only weighs 10 pounds. So anytime you want to pull it out, you just basically drag and drop it into the world and you're good to go. So sort of having a skeleton of a power armor suit like this essentially becomes invaluable as you can bring it out whenever you want. And the last couple of things we obviously need to talk about is in the world, you're only going to find partial sets, and they're all going to be damaged as well, meaning that you'll have to find multiple power armor locations to get all of a matching full suit, and all of it is going to be damaged, so it will need to be repaired. Now, every time you see a suit like this, even if you don't necessarily need the pieces, grab the fusion core. Everyone is going to come with a fusion core, so you might as well take it. and you might as well get them while they're there. And once again, the final tip I can give you, and I've been stating this throughout, if you see a power armor location that I pointed out in this video today and notice that it's not there, just simply jump to another server and jump back, and there's a good chance that on the new server, it might be there and you might be able to take it. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on this video. That would be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Fallout 76 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.